Hey everybody, it's Carol Billing and I'm your instructor for Education 201. And in this video, I'm briefly going to go through the syllabus, just hit the main points. That way I don't have to do it in class. And for my online students, they get to see that there's actually a real person behind the computer. I am here. Okay, so let's take a look. So starting at the top, fall 2016, got that changed, that's good. This is Education 201, which is Foundations of Education. My office hours are here, and that's when okay, so let me say Wednesday on Zoom is online. And I love meeting evenings online because students, their kids are in bed and my kids are in bed, so it works out well. And then also I have like daytime for my traditional students if they're available during the day. It's also, I tried to make them during lunchtime. So if you're working, maybe you have a lunch break and you can call me if you need to talk. So that's kind of how I picked my office hours. However, you see it says by appointment, and I'm happy to meet with you anytime on Zoom. And Zoom is like go-to meeting. It's just, quite honestly, it's better. I'll give you a code, a meeting code, and then we'll meet there, and you can use it from any device. So it doesn't have to be on your computer. You can do it from a smartphone, which I will probably, unless we're going to look at a document together, I'll just talk to you on my smartphone, which is like FaceTime. So it's pretty cool. Okay. You can read through all this, which is totally riveting. I'm sure you're going to love every minute of it. One thing that's new, fairly new, is Education 202 is not required as a co-requisite. So you don't have to do 202 with 201. However, I would recommend it. It's 1 credit. It's 30 hours of observation in a K-12 classroom with a credentialed teacher. And it basically gives you a reason to go in and look at a classroom and make sure this is really what you want to do. I will get at least 2 students a semester that do this and come back to me and they just say, I'm so grateful that you had me take 202 because I realized this is not what I want to do. And I think, oh good, because now you have plenty of time to regroup and do something different that really is what you're meant to do. The other really important aspect of 202, so needless to say, I wasn't in favor of breaking the co-req because I think 201 and 202 should be together, but anyway. The other reason is that my students will go and they'll observe and they'll be so excited about teaching, and they just go, you know, I'm 100%, this is exactly what I want to do. I'm just totally sure now this is what I want to do. Or they'll watch a grade and they'll go, this is not my grade. I want to teach, but not 7th grade. So I'm going to go watch 3rd grade, you know, or whatever. I mean, we adjust because this is the time for you to figure out what you want to do and make sure that what you think you want to do is really what you want to do. Lastly, this gives you a reason to go to that school where you want to get a job and start making connections. So meet the principal, meet a teacher in the grade that you want to teach in, and start networking because believe it or not, you'll be in and out and credentialed before you know it. So you want to lay that foundation now, which seems early, but it's really not. The flip side to that is you might get in that school and go, I don't want to work here. This is not what I thought it would be. I've got a teaching friend right now. She's her 2nd year of teaching at Nampa School District. She thought she wanted to be in Boise. And I talked to her the other day and I said, are you excited about going back? And she said, yeah, I love Nampa. She goes, it's such a great fit for me. I had no idea I would love Nampa. So you just really don't know until you get out there. So I really highly, highly recommend you take 202. I make the writing part of it as simple as possible. It's 1 credit. I mean, seriously, your time is spent in the classroom, which is where it needs to be at this point. And then you have to do a little bit of reflection so I know that you're thinking about what you're seeing. So I keep the assignments very simple. Okay, enough about that. So 202 is not required, however, highly recommended. This is a GE class, considered a general education course, and it meets the ethical, what do they call it? Ethical requirement in your GE. So you're it's kind of a 2-for-1. So you'll post the signature assignment called the autobiographical essay, or I call it the ABE. You'll post that actually in 2 places in task stream because this is your GE class for, which one is it called? Social and behavioral ways of knowing. This is your GE class for that. It's also your ethical ethic requirement. So I love that it's 2. I worked really hard to get the curriculum so it would meet those 2 requirements and get that approved so you get a 2 for 1. Okay, here are the dates for online and for traditional. Traditional is a Monday, Wednesday class, and 1 to 2:15. And then everything is due Monday of finals week, which is a little bit challenging in that it's early, but it also lets you finish this class so you can focus on other finals you have. So I like that aspect of it. And that's a big reason why I make everything due Monday of finals week. So this will be first on your list. Here's an explanation of the ABE, and I'll have more information on that shortly. Grading policy. This is a great grading strategy that I picked up from a principal who I worked for and thought was fantastic. You make the D range really small. So pretty much you have to work really hard and get a good grade or you will be back. That was the same grading scale I used as a high school teacher. Okay, once a grade is in Blackboard for 2 weeks, it's like cement and it's set. So I'm happy to talk about grades within the first 2 weeks of them being posted, but once it's been in there 2 weeks, it's done. And that prevents us from going back to week 1 during week 10, because I'm just like, are you kidding me? I don't even remember that. So verification for financial aid, logging in and coming to class the first week and then doing your coursework, kind of straightforward on that. Please no late work. Please don't ask because it just kills me. And it's not fair to the people who move mountains to get things in on time. And you know that, so I don't have to go through that. Okay, I do have a late work, makeup work policy if there is a crisis or an exceptional reason. So read through that and you can meet those criteria, then we'll talk. All right, probably the most important thing that's different this semester, I hate, this is spelled wrong, it should be an E, I think. Yeah. I hate really expensive textbooks. And so we did a project over the summer. Scott Straub, who's also a faculty, and myself, and 2 faculty from CSI. And we created a Lumen OER textbook. And so OER is short for Open Educational Resources. So what this all means to you is your textbook is going to cost $5. I know, awesome. How that all works out, yeah, I'm not really sure. That's the part where being a teacher and not knowing the logistics of anything else, like technology and stuff, yeah, I don't know. So today is August 15th when I'm recording, and at this point I don't know how you get into Lumen to get that textbook that we made, but I will update you, and I'm sure it will be some sort of a link, and you'll click on that and you'll go to text-based resources, and I'll make a video that shows you how to get there and then how to navigate it once I know how you're getting there. Okay, so I would assume it'd be a button in Blackboard, but it may not be that simple. I don't know. I don't really know how it is. But the good news is the fee, I think you've paid it already. I don't know how they're collecting the $5. And I don't know how they're linking it in. But it's made, and it's awesome. So you won't have to buy a textbook. Okay, that being said, I will post a link to the textbook that the OER was sort of patterned after, because I think that there's going to be holes in the OER that you would benefit from just reading the chapter in the book. And there's like a Kindle version of a version 3 editions ago that would be fine. I just want to make sure you get everything, and so I'll post that later. So long story short, no textbook. Hang tight, and I will give you directions on how to actually access Lumen, assuming we are calling it Lumen because it is created through a company called Lumen. Yeah, more to come on the textbook. So hang tight on that. The nice part is you won't have exams because they're not made. The flip side to that is instead of doing exams, you're going to submit questions for future exams on the OER. So you get to practice making test questions, which is kind of cool. Course calendar is in Blackboard, and I'm going to make a separate video, go through that. Okay, there's all my expectations. One of your assignments for the online will be online expectations and a wiki, and then in our face-to-face class, we'll do expectations in class, so we're all on the same page. Probably one of the most important things is to know my deadlines are always Mondays at 5. which means you want to set your own deadline to be midnight or before I go to bed Sunday, or even better, before I go to bed Saturday, because the course is going to be open. All this stuff's going to be there for you to work ahead. And I would say get your stuff done Saturday by midnight, because then if you have a problem, you have Sunday to fix it. Or you can, send an email and I can respond Monday morning and we can get it fixed. Please don't wait till 4 o'clock to post stuff, because that you're just asking for a crisis. Blackboard, if you're new to Blackboard, let me just tell you, you don't want to wait till the end, because you just never know when it's not going to work. Like this morning when I went to go do some work and it just decided to stop working. And I was so thankful. I'm like, oh, it's no problem, because I was just doing a few little things. I have everything already set for the semester. And I do that on purpose because I know at the beginning of the semester when everybody's on Blackboard, it's going to crash. So keep that in mind, and I would highly recommend setting your deadline to be Saturday night before I go to bed. And so first off, you have Sunday off, no school, like take the day off, have your family, like have a life, and then hit it back on Monday. That would be my recommendation. And that's what I'm going to try to do with my schoolwork, because I'm in the PhD program at U of I, and so I'm taking classes and teaching and family. So I'm right there in it with you. Okay. And try to turn things around fairly quickly. I'm going to work really hard to do that. It makes my life easier, and not only that, it's important for you to get feedback in a timely manner. So we'll try to do that. I always try to keep those 1 week turnarounds on the work that you submit. Okay. I think all this stuff you can just read. Nothing new or unusual in that. Okay. So a little bit longer recording than I normally do, but the Lumen book is a little nebulous, and I will clarify that when we get closer. Don't worry about it. Excuse me. If worst comes to worst, I will just give you a link and say, click on this link, and I'll give you a video on how to navigate through they're called topics, but they're like chapters. Basically, it's chapters, but we're calling them topics. And I really like it. It's really clean. It's got a lot of new information. So I think it's much better than a textbook, and it was $5 on your side. So yay for that. Okay, I think that's it. I will see you in the next video.